Good evening. Good evening. Trying to get us all in. Bear with us. Think we're coming in now. Hello, everyone. I'm seeing your comments. All 90 of y'all got on tonight. To the glory of God. I just want to look to see if y'all can hear me. I'm looking. Good. I think so. Minister Jerry and Pastor D, y'all are saying, okay, looking great, Apostle. So y'all see something here. Very good. And I hope the mic clarity is good tonight. Looks like my volume is up. So happy to see y'all on. Can you believe it's another year? What is happening? It's another year already. Unbelievable. Look at y'all coming in here tonight. Beautiful. Might be too many to give a shout out, but I'll give a shout out to the ones that are just across my screen. Let's go, Marcus. I see you. EPT, I see you. Cynthia Bazin said the mic is great. Thank you. Hello, Rochelle. Destiny, good to see you back again. She's a 2-year-old detoxer, I believe, with us. Is it 2 years? Good evening, Cora. Good evening, Anita. Thank you, Gwen Douglas. Hello, Aubrey Graham. She said, glory, hallelujah. We'll take all of that. Yes. Good evening. Manuel. Good evening, Vicky Kirkpatrick. Welcome. Very good. Leah Shaw. Thank you, Minister Leah. Okay, so that's Damien that has the Aubrey Graham account. Okay, we'll remember that throughout the 30 days. Hello, my brother Rodney McCleary. God bless you. Sister Lorraine, God bless you. Carmen Figueroa, good to see you on. I saw some last minute communication from you coming in tonight. Good to see you made it on. Hello, Karen Jamison. Hello, Corita, my book hustler. Let me tell y'all about Corita, okay? She said, I need to get my book today. And I'm like, yeah, a few others do too. I just don't know how I can service you this way. But we worked it out because this is the favor that is on this young woman's life. I went to drop one off to someone else, and she met me at that address, and we got those 2 books out today and done, signed, sealed, and delivered. How are we doing tonight? You like the new music? The other, our favorite for 7 years for So Detox, we had license to the music, and I guess the license expires or they expired it. I haven't had a chance to go in and investigate it, but I had to go in and create new music. I had to create my own. So I had to go into the Open Music Forum and put something together. I'm sure after this year, Ebony's going to have the video more correlating to So Detox, maybe when we were at the college teaching on So Detox, or some of the lives here. When we do the live shows at the church, even she'll make the background more into what we're doing. But that's right, Brittany Lamb, we worked it out. Absolutely. The intro was dope. Yay! Awesome. So good to see y'all on tonight. Where do I begin? I don't even know where to begin. I know we all want to begin, but I don't even know where to begin. How about we do this? We just did a brief roll call. Does everyone have their book? Davion, welcome. God bless you. Thank you, Pastor D. All right, John Booker. That's right. Yep, the bell. The bell is the wake-up call. Let's go. Time to detox. You know that our theme this year is emotional intelligence, which means we are detoxing emotions. It's such a big debate from so many people individually on their overall feelings of emotion. But I would, my brief survey with people, I would say a good 92% of people have no idea what emotions are for, what is it that they're supposed to do with the emotions, and even if they have any option to do anything with emotions. They just flood us and they run our lives. And that has gotten us nowhere. If anything, it's probably dug a little hole for us and caused us to be in a little spin out, because emotions, like everything else in your life, are supposed to be under your control. You're supposed to be able to control them. Not saying that you have controlled crying or controlled grief or controlled laughter, but you should have control of your laughter enough to know that now is the time to laugh. You ever meet people who laugh at the most inappropriate times? And if you don't understand coping mechanisms and defense mechanisms, you could probably be offended because they laugh. Or when you're sharing something with them and they'll smile and you're looking like that emotion does not belong to this issue. What are you doing? Well, that's usually what's going on. Most of us were raised in homes where our emotions were not affirmed. Our feelings were not validated, and our thoughts were not given an audience to know if we're on the right track or not. Most of us, from my, again, brief survey of the amount of people that I've dealt with over 17 years, are very clear that the main emotion that they were allowed to express was either sorrow or anger. And then you still got in trouble for it. Stop crying. You're not dying. Stop crying, you big baby. It doesn't hurt that bad. They did not validate your feelings for something that hurt you. Instead, we were often told it doesn't hurt. And we look around like, how do you know how this cut on my leg hurts? How do you know how this fall from my bike felt? How do you know how this first breakup felt? How do you know how I'm supposed to grieve? Every human grieves and experiences life differently, even with the same event. With the same tragedy, for 5 people, we can have 5 and even 6 different responses from it. So that's what really set the platform for the need for the skill. I want you to say skill. Emotional intelligence is a skill. It's a skill. And the good thing about knowing that it's a skill is that it can be sharpened. It can be improved upon. It's not something that you're stuck with. So when we were not raised or trained to understand emotions, many of us end up in the workplace. And I was an HR director for many years, and I dealt with many successful, highly intelligent, great professionals who came with accolades I will never see in my lifetime. And all of that got them in the door, but it was their emotions that got them kicked out of the door. Did y'all get that? Yes, because it's a skill, and it's not something that it doesn't come with a degree. It doesn't come because your family was a successful family or you went to the greatest universities in our country. It doesn't happen that way. These are skilled. These are homegrown things. These are supposed to be taught in the home. And when they're not taught in the home, you show up in the workforce or the school system or relationships or church. And you show up in these places. And when given an opportunity to either work something or be in charge of something or be in any kind of affiliation with people, your emotions are going to get triggered and we're going to see what's really inside of you. So if you're starting out at ground zero or even below that, do not feel bad. You are in a non-judgmental space. This is a great area. You are amongst peers where some may feel that they've got this thing mastered and they don't even need to be here. And I'm going to prove that wrong. And then there's others that will feel I need to be here so bad. I'm too embarrassed to be here and participate. I want to get rid of both of those feelings, both of those stigmas. I want to allow you to feel those things, but I want you to change the channel in your mind to say, this is a skill and I'm going to be trained over the next 30 days with a well-qualified and experienced life coach who is going to teach me the skill of emotional intelligence. It's also known as EQ and EI. Those are some of the abbreviations. You probably noticed them in my book if you got the book already. EQ or EI. Just like IQ, your intelligence, we determined that there's a need for EQ, emotional intelligence, which goes back to how I just opened up this evening. Many people have IQ, but if you don't have EQ, you will lose a lot of things you gained through IQ. Very important to understand. There is a big difference. And also on that same broad stream that we're talking about now, I would even be bold enough to say that your EQ or your EI, your emotional intelligence, can get you indoors that maybe you were not qualified for. And the job would prefer to train you to learn the craft of the job, of the task, of the assignment. Because you have such a great skilled emotional intelligence, they would rather hire you than someone without it. So I've seen people who were able to get jobs that they were not qualified for educationally or through experience, because the company picked up in your HR interview that you had great emotional intelligence, and they was willing to invest in you, to send you through training, assign you to someone on the job. I've even had jobs that sent me for college education and paying for it because you were worth the investment for them. So do you see? EQ and EI can get you in a door and keep you in a position that you were not intellectually, through higher education, skilled for, and they're willing to invest and train in you. Whereas someone who's going out and paid for great education in our great higher education systems will get in the door and could actually lose it because their EI, their EQ is not, let's say, equivalent to their level of education. So I hope I'm preaching to the choir already tonight. This is important. I want those who really take it serious. If you're not taking it serious, we're going to know, because I have my team on and they're seeing who comes on, who's responding. If you are really serious about this, as a life coach, I can give you certification that says you went through emotional intelligence training for 30 days and is now equipped with the tools, the resources, and the training to now show up better in your employment. And I have seen employers put that on their file, add that. So when promotion came around at the next year, they have given them promotion. I know a client that I was talking to now was actually addressed by her job regarding her emotional state. You're on time, you work late, you're always here, but your emotions are rocking the boat. And if you don't get control of them, I don't know how long I can secure your position here. And she's going to go through this 30 days with me. I'm going to provide this proof that she went through this. She's going to provide the proof of the application when she goes back. Not only is she going to secure her job, but they're going to begin to look for her for promotions when they come up. EI is a very, very important skill. And you can prove that you went through a fully trained, fully licensed business, a true business, LLC, ID numbers, everything you need. The backing is there, and you bring it to your employer, especially if they know that you were a wreck on the job, crying when it wasn't necessary to cry, being triggered. Some of us, when we get called in the office, we're triggered by never being able to please our parents. Yeah, I'm going there that fast today. So you go into your boss's office and they're correcting you on something and they really like you. So they're letting you know what you did wrong and they want to challenge you to do better, or they're asking you what you should have done or what you could have done or what you will do next time. And you're a crying mess. And, you guys are setting me up. You all are picking on me. You all like her better than me. That does not belong in that meeting. Intelligence, emotionally and intellectually, belongs in that meeting. And how you respond. Excuse me, Mr. and Mrs. Boss, I can see what you're saying here. It's a little tough for me to process this right now, but I can see that your points are valid. What do you think I need? Because I'm going to go and get just that. I think you need to take an emotional intelligence training course. I will do just that. And you go back at the end of these 30 days, you prove to them that you have the certificate, but you validate that you have the certificate by changing your behaviors in the office, in the meetings, in your leadership positions, in the Girl Scout club leader that you are, that you're just always the one that's steering the gossip because you don't know what to do when things hurt you. You don't know what to do when people don't agree with you. You don't know what to do when people challenge you. So you respond defensively. You respond emotionally. And no one wants to be on your Girl Scout club because you're just a mess. You are the best one. You sell the most cookies, but working with you is usually triggering for your entire staff. Or they've sought you out many times for positions and they couldn't keep you because, again, Mr. or Mrs. Emotions show up. So we have our books, right? We have plenty of books. There's no excuse. And we still have some left here at So Detox. If you do have Prime, you can order from Amazon and it's usually there in about 2 days. If they are not, we're going to get another shipment in a week. Probably they tell you a week, but they've been coming in sooner than that. But make sure you get yours. And if you're thinking about, well, let me see how it goes the first couple nights, and if I want it, I'll get it. Well, you're going to be too late for that because you want to highlight, you want to get your notes written in. So there's the hard copy, literally a hard copy now that Amazon has. And then there's the soft copy that Amazon has. And also my website has. There is the journal, the wonderful journal. I'm going to talk to us briefly about that to get us started. And I didn't put these up yet, but these are some notepads that I made for taking notes. And I was just going to use them for me and the team. But a couple nosy people, oh, I'm sorry, did I say that? But a couple of other people saw them and now they want them. So I'm going to have to order more of those. But those are notepads that you can write your additional notes in. Yes, you got your soft copy. And of course, my favorite, the PDFs, the ebooks are on my website and also on Amazon. And Amazon, they are lined up accurately. We were able to get it done without a problem. On my website, the alignment, for some reason, through PDF, we cannot get them to align up. It's just a little off. If you're OCD or perfection, it's going to be a little annoying to you. But to anyone else, you're going to just scroll with the page. It won't matter where that chapter 1 may be starting at the end of the introduction or the welcome. But that's only a problem on my website. The PDFs, of course, are less because there's no printing and color and all that stuff that we need to do. So your options are there. Check out the website. If you want one and we are out, you can still order it. If you order it and pay for it online, then we can guarantee you a copy when it comes in. But if you just say, put me on a waiting list, well, you're going to be behind someone who may just signed up 2 minutes before they came in the door and paid for them. So make sure you go online and order your books. The address to go and order the books are again at Amazon Prime and also my website, www.suzannemhoward.com/shop. You see Ebony has posted it on the screen. If anything throughout this whole 30 days, always go to the website, suzannemhoward.com, and you'll see different tabs and you can go in and you can click shop or whatever page. If you are just like hard bent about technology, just go ahead and say contact and Ebony will get the message and give you a call back. Very good. Cheryl Johnson said she just ordered hers. Hers will be in on Monday. Very good. And Lorraine would like a notebook. Awesome. Okay, so I'll probably have to go ahead and order some notebooks because you all are going to want them now. So again, the PDF, the electronic copy, everyone who pre-ordered, somebody say pre-order on the screen. Everyone who pre-ordered the book, some started ordering as of November 6th. And the books were not due till Christmas Day. And they started ordering November 6th. Those who pre-ordered got a free ebook as well. So check your email. Make sure you're using a current email. I've been looking in our profile, and a lot of you have 3 and 4 different emails. So you're calling and saying, no one's gotten back to me. No one's responding to me. And when I checked online, we did, but it's an email that you use that either you don't use anymore, or it's not your first email that you're checking every day. So make sure that you are checking the email that you signed up on. And you can do that again by going to suzannemhoward.com, going to members page, checking in and seeing what you are set up as a member, or there's always the old trusted Wix, W-I-X, Wix app. And again, once you download the Wix, W-I-X app, you will put in the search bar, Suzanne M. Howard. It will bring up the app for me. You click it. It's right on your phone. And 99% of the time, everything you need is also on that very small app. All right. All right. So any other questions? Again, you can even pop them in the chat. My team is paying attention. I want to thank God for my team that's Our solutionist secretary, Ebony Rose. You see her photo up there on the screen now. We have Coach Latanya, we have Coach Lisa, and we have Coach Maria. And I'm going to be training coaches as well. If you want to start your own coaching business or be a part of our coaching, I'm going to have that starting by the second quarter of this year. I've said it several times, I know, and people are inboxing me, asking me what's up. But to do a curriculum isn't something that you do overnight when you care about what you do. So forgive my lack of expeditiousness, but please understand it's only because I want the curriculum right. I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want to waste my time for sure, because airtime is expensive, right? All right. So we got that out of the way. What else do we need to get out the way? Anything else, Ebony? I'm going to start tonight by reading the introduction, and then I'm going to ask you guys a question. Now, for those who don't have the book currently, I'll just briefly go over what some of the weeks are going to cover. Tonight, we're only going to hit the introduction, how this information will transform my emotional health, the importance of emotional intelligence, and the role of a life coach. That's what we're going to hit tonight. After that, it's downhill, baby. We're skateboarding through this thing. We're going to talk about understanding emotional intelligence, what covers defining it, the 4 pillars, which keep coming up in every self-help, life coaching, therapeutic session you will ever find. The 4 pillars of your life are in every, they're the ingredients to anything that you want to improve upon in your life. If you do not have those 4 ingredients, you really got to go back to the drawing board. And those are the 3 books that I have written prior to this book. Emotional Intelligence is my 4th book. I poured my heart in it. As you all can probably tell, I started a year in advance, so it helped. But the 3 books before that are built on those 4 pillars that you have to work on in your life before you try to build upon anything else. We're going to talk about self-awareness, how it's linked to our mental health. We're going to have some exercises, some assessments in here. We're going to talk about self-regulation. We're going to talk about stress management. We're going to have some relaxation techniques. We're going to talk about empathy. Empathy, spell it, put it in the chat. Empathy. That's a big ingredient that is missing from so many people's lives. We don't have empathy for people. We'll say you're not patient with people or you don't have compassion for people. But what it comes down to, we are lacking empathy. We're lacking it in the church. We're lacking it in the workforce. We're lacking it in our families. We're lacking it in any place where we have to relate with any other human beings. And we need this ingredient. So I want to spend some time on that chapter on empathy. We're going to deal with relationship management. What is it that emotions or lack thereof skills, how they affect our relationships? And they affect them big time. Some of y'all can't keep a relationship, and it's because of your emotions. It's not that you're a rotten person or that they were solely a rotten person. Your emotions showed up and it left no room for either of you to improve upon. So relationships, another section that I want to spend a few days on. This is another big one here. Chapter 6, decision making, how the lack of emotional intelligence causes you to have self-doubt, confusion, and trepidation when it comes to decision making. And you are in a position, or you desire to be in a position in your life where you need to be the decision maker, but you can't do it. Guess what else is in that chapter? Regrets. And I've titled it Avoiding Regrets. But you're going to find out that it's not about avoiding them. It's the art of mastering them. We're going to talk about, of course, our overall personal health and development, how emotional intelligence affects that, how life coaching can help you, because I'm hoping to truly impress upon y'all to get a life coach. We've made it pretty easy for everyone in this group to get a life coach. We've offered it at the end of the assessment. And there's a few people I was happy to see that took advantage of it to have a life coach with them through this entire journey to work through some of the exercises with them to help them get greater understanding of how they're showing up, what your triggers are. We've got a whole section in here to show you what your triggers are. 100 trigger examples I've taken the time to pen in here. 100. So you have to be able to find yours if you're only triggered from one of those 100 triggers. You will find yours in this section. Real life success stories. We're going to have some more practical exercises and tools, worksheets and journals. We're going to have tracking your emotional intelligence progress, applying emotional intelligence in your daily life, because I'm getting ready to graduate you at that point. You're going to be promoting out. We're getting near to the end of the 30 days. So we need to know about real world application, how to integrate EI into your daily life, and then maintaining and sustaining emotional intelligence. Strategies for long-term emotional intelligence and growth. And I put a special section in there that is not in the table of contents, and it's a section on leadership, and it's to help leaders in all different fields form an assessment tool to train their staff, whether it's a ministerial staff or a corporate staff, marketplace staff, to train them in emotional intelligence. But first and foremost, getting a result back, a response back from those who deal with these individuals one-on-one, to give you some comments and feedback on how they are. And then I will help you put a program together, or you can send them to us and we will train them in those areas. Does that sound all right? All right. So I'm getting ready to start, but two things came up while I was talking. One is your assessments. How many have gone in and done their assessments already? Let me see on the screen. Did you take advantage of the assessment? We gave everyone an assessment, and the assessments are only between you and I and our coach. And that reason is I'm going to be busy teaching. So the coaches are going to be processing your assessments, and they're going to show you where you are now. And they're going to show you where you are at the end of these 4 weeks. It's free. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. I'm not usually one that jumps on free, because you get what you pay for in most instances, but it's free. At least start there. And then afterwards you can say, you know what? I found some really big, tough areas in my life that I want to work with you on, Apostle Howard, and we'll work together for the remainder of this year. And we will get you on tap and on track to where you need to be during these 30 days. Under the supervision of me, you'll be dealing with one of my coaches, and I see your hands going up. Thank you. You'll be dealing with one of the coaches, and they're going to help you understand where your weaknesses showed up on your EI assessment. So take advantage of it. And everyone gets to hear back from a coach, even if it's just via a response, email response, giving you your results, telling you the areas that you need to work on. And then there are those that signed up for coaching, and you're going to actually talk on the telephone. You're going to hear from your coach. And I believe that's going to be every week. The assessments. Someone is asking, where are the assessments? Please make sure that everyone who's on here, before Ebony just goes and puts something in the chat, please make sure that everyone on here is going to my website and register. The purpose of registration is when I send out these assessments, when I send out certain comments, or, sometimes divine intervention shows up in these 30 days and I end up coming up with something else, and we'll pop it in that one place where everyone can get the information. That's the reason why we have the registration link. People are saying, why do I need to register if it's free? Because you want to stay in the loop of things. So please make sure you can go on there and do it right now while I'm doing all this introductory work. www.suzannemhoward.com events page, and hit register for So Detox 2024. And the assessments went out, and Ebony will send another email out again of the assessments, just to back it up for all the new registrants, because we went way over 100 today. Ebony, I believe we went over, the last I saw was 108 detoxers this year. So, before that, it was maybe 78 that had registered. So they got the assessments. And if you came in after the 78, then you probably never got one. So go ahead, register. She'll send it out tonight by the end of the program, so that everyone should be up to date and have it. I see we have 140 people in here tonight. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So again, you can do replay and catch up on all of the stuff that I babbled about, so that I won't have to do it again. So you have your assessments, you have your books, you have your journals, and you have your coach. If there's any questions, post them now so that Ebony can start getting those answered for you. And if it's a really great question that many others may need to know of, maybe we didn't explain it well enough, Ebony will send out a notification to all of the registrants so that you would get that information. So while you're posting any questions or comments on the screen, I want to thank all 140 people, 141 people that are in tonight, coming in from Facebook and YouTube. We did not hit Instagram tonight. We will put this up on replay on Instagram and start having Instagram in the link every night with us. So thank you so much. I'm going to turn the screen over to my coaches to pay attention to the chat. And I'm going to go in here and read the introduction for those that are still waiting for their book. In the intricate tapestry of human existence, emotions serve as the vibrant threads that weave our stories together. They color our experiences, guide our decisions, and shape the quality of our relationships. Emotions, whether they bring us joy, sorrow, or complexity, are an undeniable part of what it means to be human. But what if I told you that within the realm of our emotions lies an incredible power? I like to call it a superpower, a power that can transform how we navigate the labyrinth of life. Welcome to the world of emotional intelligence. In this journey into the heart of emotional intelligence, we together, all of us, embark on a quest to understand and harness the incredible potential of our emotions. Emotional Intelligence for Mental Well-Being, a Life Coach's Guide, is not just a book. You see me, right? I'm not just a book. It's our compass to navigate the intricate landscape of emotions, relationships, and personal growth. Emotional intelligence, also referred to as EI, is the art of recognizing, understanding, managing, and effectively using our emotions. Recognizing, understanding, and managing, and effectively using our emotions. It is a skill. And it is a skill that empowers us to navigate the ever-changing seas of our feelings with grace and insight. More than just a concept, EI is a transformative force, a force that has the power to reshape how we interact with ourselves and the world around us. In the pages and days that follow us, we will journey through the 4 pillars of emotional intelligence, which are self-awareness, write them down, self-regulation, empathy, and relationship management. How many need relationship management? These pillars serve as the foundation for a life characterized by emotional resilience, fulfilling relationships, and lasting mental well-being. But this book is more than a theoretical exploration of emotional intelligence. It is a practical guide filled with its exercises, real life examples, maybe your name is in there, and actionable strategies that will empower you to cultivate your emotional intelligence. Whether you're seeking to better understand your own emotions, enhance your relationships, or manage stress and anxiety more effectively, you'll find the tools you'll need within these pages. As your guide on this transformative journey, I draw upon the years of experience as a certified life coach. We also are known as people helpers. I've been in the pastoral field for 17 years, working with individuals just like you and I to unlock their emotional potential. My goal is to make the principles of emotional intelligence accessible and applicable to everyday life. Yes, even yours. Through the pages of this book, you'll gain the insights and skills needed to embark on your own journey of emotional mastery. Are you ready? Are you ready to explore the intricate world of your emotions, building healthy relationships, and embark on a path to lasting mental well-being? If so, let's set sail on this enlightening voyage together. Your journey to emotional intelligence and mental well-being begins here, and it begins now. I have dedicated this book to everyone who dares to embark on this remarkable journey of self-discovery and emotional growth. To those who have faced the complexities of their own emotions with courage and resilience, and to those who are ready to take the first step towards a brighter, more emotional, balanced future, this book is dedicated to you. To the individuals who have sought understanding in moments of confusion, strength in times of vulnerability, and connection amidst the chaoses of life. Your unwavering commitment to personal growth serve as an inspiration to us all. To the countless souls who have shared their stories, challenges, and triumphs on the path to emotional intelligence and well-being, this book is dedicated to you. Your experience have enriched our collective understanding and serve as a testament to the power of human resilience. To the mentors, coaches, and guides who have illuminated the way with wisdom, compassion, and unwavering support, your dedication to helping others unlock their emotional potential is a beacon of hope. To all those who believe in the transformative power of emotional intelligence and the boundless potential that lies within each of us, may this book and these 30 days serve as a source of inspiration, guidance, and empowerment on your journey to emotional mastery. With gratitude for your presence on this 30-day journey, Suzanne M. Howard. I'm not going to read about the author. You can read it when you get it. This is the part we need to land at. How to know if this book is for you. Basically, what I'm asking you is, do you know why you're here? Do you know for sure that you struggle with EI? And do you know what areas you struggle with? So what I want you to put on the screen now, if you will, why are you here? Because that's the first awareness that we need to do tonight so that you will know why it is important for you to remain here every night for 30 days. I understand the 30 days, the stretch gets long and hard and life happens, but there's replay. And if you're really here for why you post on this screen tonight, you're going to assure that you keep up with every replay so that you can get everything that you needed out of this. So why are you here? Tell me why you are here tonight. What is it that you want to get out of this? And why, while you're posting why you are here, I need to know your individual reason. I'm going to give you some ideas that would help suggest why you need to be here. Whether you are purchasing this book for your own personal growth and development or purchasing it as a coach, you'll want to do a brief assessment to understand. In the pages that follow, I invite you to explore the depths of your emotions, harness the strength of your emotional intelligence, and embark on a transformative journey towards lasting mental well-being. Individuals with low or no emotional intelligence often exhibit these certain behaviors, including, but not limited to, number one, difficulty in recognizing and understanding emotions. This is one of the signs if you are struggling with a proper balance of your EI. You have difficulty in recognizing and understanding emotions. People struggle to comprehend their own emotions and fail to recognize emotions in others. If you say things like, I'm not emotional, we all are emotional. We must be emotional, but your emotions have to be controlled. They have to be tamed. They have to be used with skill. We all have emotions. If you've said that statement, then you're lacking in the self-awareness. And I'm glad that you're here. This is why you are here. Number two, poor emotional regulation. You might be here because you have trouble controlling your emotions, which often show up as inappropriate or exaggerated emotional responses. Your response does not match the issue. Your emotional response does not equate to the event. You blow up so bad, people are like, what is wrong with you? That it's not equal. Why are you here? Do you have difficulty in recognizing and understanding your emotions, which will also mean that you have the struggle as well as recognizing it in others? Or are you here because you have poor emotional regulation? Your emotions are inappropriate for the action that happened. Number three, you realize that you are limited in empathy. And please understand, none of these are judgments. This is your safe place. I promise you, for 30 days. Even if we laugh, even if we cry, even if you feel like I'm jacking you up through the screen, which many say they feel quite often during these 30 days, please understand it's for the betterment and the good of you. It is not to cast you out and make you feel shamed in any kind of way. I'm here because I want to see you prosper. But poor emotional regulation, difficulty recognizing your own emotions and the emotions of others, limited empathy. You often find it challenging to empathize with others, not sympathize. I meet a lot of sympathizers, but not a lot of empathizers. And when you lack empathy, you make it hard to understand or share the feelings of another person. Empathy says, wow, if I was walking in their shoes. Sympathy says, wow, poor things got to walk in those shoes. It's a big difference. You have impaired social skills. Social interactions can be difficult as they may not pick up on social cues or understand the emotional context of conversations around you. Do you feel that you have social anxiety? Do you seem to come up on the short end in social settings and social interactions? That should be written down in your journal. Matter of fact, let me get the journal out because I haven't explained that yet. That should be written down in your journal so you will know why you are here. And the reason why I want you to write these down, because at the end of the 30 days, you're going to know which ones that you can draw a line through, check, got it. And the ones that you need to circle, I need to sign up. And that's completely up to you. Number 5, difficulty in forming healthy relationships. Are you always changing friends, losing friends? And I don't care if you say, but it's not me. I attract narcissists. It's not me. I attract people who just draw all of my energy out of me. I attract people who are always using me. Then you have difficulty in forming relationships because no matter how they are, you drew them in. What is it about you that keeps drawing in people like this, whether it's girlfriends or guy friends, whether it's intimate sexual relationships? Why are you drawing them in? You have an issue with your EI. Your relationships might suffer due to an inability to connect emotionally with other people. Number 6, have you been told or have you actually been aware of yourself that you tend to be defensive and often display aggressive behavior? You might become defensive or even aggressive when confronted in an emotional situation that you don't understand. And it's always them. They're not going to talk to me like this. They're not going to handle me like this. I was doing this because of this. And when they corrected me, you showed up emotionally in that situation. Your emotions are like a rudder and they're causing mass storms around you. And those storms are going to catch up with you one day if you don't get control of your rudder. You lack the skill of intelligence when regarding your emotions. Number 7, do you lack flexibility? Do you lack adapting to change or accepting new ideas? Is it challenging to you and for you due to your rigid thinking and your emotional inflexibility? Is that why you are here? Are you here because you have poor conflict resolution? You hate confrontation. You cannot stand conflict, but it's really that you don't know how to have conflict resolution. You don't know the purpose of conflict isn't to destroy always, or it isn't to divide. It's actually for you to learn to have a resolution with people. And that's going to take empathy. And it's going to take understanding of other people's emotions. So if you have poor conflict resolution, you often struggle with resolving conflicts in the workplace or personal relationships effectively because you can't understand or manage emotions well. I know I'm on everybody's street at this point. I'm only at number 9. Difficulty in handling stress. How are you in stressful situations? Managing stress and coping with challenging situations can be hard due to poor emotional regulation. Why are you here? I've given you 9. Here's the 10th one. Lack of self-awareness. There is often a lack of insight into your own behavior and how your behavior affects others. I want to look at y'all for a moment. Most people think that self-awareness means I'm aware of what I did and I responded the way I should have. I am not embarrassed about the way I responded. If they didn't do this, I would not have done that. Brakes on Sally Mae. Are you serious? Is that how your maturity shows up? Your leadership shows up? If someone did not do something, you would not have done something. So who has the power? Do you or do they have the power over you? You got to think about that. That's serious. And it's maturity. Where are you going? Do you know? Having self-awareness isn't just about self. It's how you self show up with others in communication, in conversation, in business relationship, in church relationships, in family relationships. Not only being aware of yourself, but being aware how you show up to them. Let me make this statement today clearly. Communication, proper communication. If you want people to listen, hear, and understand what it is you are communicating, communication is all lies on the communicator. So if you are the one starting a conversation, it is your responsibility to make sure that the hearers hear you. You can't say, well, that's their problem, how they did it. Their perception is their reality. And you're going to leave it at that? That's good enough for you? That's good enough for you to let 20 people have 20 different perceptions of what it is that you were saying? That's not right. That's not intelligent. You want to be clear. Do not allow people the power to discern you the way they want to. Let them be liars. Let them be incorrect. But don't just throw up your hands and say, well, if that's how they want to do it, or I'm just saying. That does not work. That's not proper communication. I'm going to be clear. And whatever you do with this information is up to you after that. But I want to be clear what I meant, what I was saying. Do not give people the power to assume and put you in boxes that they want to. That's not good. Yeah, that's right. Proper communication relies on the communicator. It's your job. Lack of self-awareness. These behaviors can impact various aspects of life, including personal relationships, workplace interactions, and overall mental well-being. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm not sure how many I gave us at this time, but I'll just read the titles on them. Number 11 would be, you struggle with change. Do you struggle with change? These are what I need you to write down in your notebook, in your journal. Why are you here tonight? So when you ask yourself this question, why am I here tonight? Why should I not get on day 12? Why should I just drop it at day 15? I've missed so many. Why I should not get back on now? Because I'm sick and tired of struggling with change. I'm sick and tired of having a lack of self-awareness. I'm sick and tired of people telling me I don't have empathy. I'm tired of poor conflict resolution. That's why I need to be on here, no matter how many nights I missed. You are going to have to be the one accountable to you. Do you struggle with change? Do you often blame others? And remember, this may not be anything you've ever said or known about yourself, but you've heard it from other people. Do you tend to blame others? Do you avoid responsibility for your actions and emotions, often blaming others for your own feelings and problems? Had they not done that, I wouldn't have done that. Number 13, do you have poor listening skills? Do you have difficulty in listening to others, especially their perspective on things? Do you often interrupt or dismiss what they are saying? Do you lack self-control, impulsivity, and a lack of restraint in your actions? That's not someone else's fault. I knew adults who said, well, they didn't say that to me and I wouldn't have punched them. You can't do that or you'll get consequences. And the consequences is taking away your life. You cannot blame someone else for your lack of self-control. Number 15, do you have difficulty in expressing emotions appropriately? Do you struggle to express emotions in a socially appropriate way? Do you know that there is a socially appropriate way to be? See, the old school parents and grandparents, they used to teach us this. Now people, I'm keeping it real. This is just how I am. I'm just saying. And I pray every door closes that is open to that type of behavior from you. When you struggle to express emotions in a socially appropriate way, which can lead to misunderstanding of conflicts, that's why you're here, baby. Do you have an insensitivity to other people's emotions? 16. 17. Are you overly critical or judgmental of people? That's number 17. 18. Unrealistic expectations. Do you set unrealistic or uncommunicated expectations for people and yourselves, which often leads you to being disappointed and frustrated? Number 19, do you have an inability to celebrate others? Is it hard for you to genuinely feel happy for other people? Listen, do not be embarrassed or let anyone shame you if you suffer with this. This is something from childhood and it needs to be addressed. Do you suffer with the inability to celebrate others' successes? Instead of being able to enjoy and celebrate their success reminds you of your failures. So it's not that you're jealous of them or that you don't like that they're successful. You can't even celebrate their success because their success mirrors back to you your failures. Has nothing to do with them. Doesn't mean you're a hater, you're jealous. It might mean you're insecure, but it's some things that we can work on together. Do you suffer with an inability to celebrate successes of others? Number 20, have you been told that you are negative? Do you focus more on negative aspects of situations? Number 21, difficulty in accepting feedback. Do you take constructive criticism personally and react defensively rather than seeing it as an opportunity for growth? That's why you're here with me, because this is a growth opportunity for you. Intelligence. We are here because we want to be emotionally intelligent. Some of these symptoms can manifest in various degrees and can significantly affect personal and professional relationships, as well as overall life satisfaction. Developing emotional intelligence is a process. Come on, write it on the screen for me. This is a process. And it involves becoming more aware of one's emotions, learning to regulate them and understand and empathize with the emotions of others. Self-doubt can indeed be a characteristic associated with low emotional intelligence, particularly in how it relates to self-awareness and self-regulation. If you suffer with self-doubt, that's why you're here. Self-doubt can be linked to EI when you have low self-awareness, when you have poor self-regulation, when you have a negative self-perception, when you have difficulty in handling feedback, when you have a fear of failure, when you suffer with impaired decision making, when you have relationship strains, improved emotional intelligence, such as through self-reflection, emotional regulation techniques, and seeking feedback, can help individuals overcome self-doubt and build confidence in your emotional responses and decisions. Resistance to new ideas is another one. Do you get overwhelmed by emotions? Do you tend to have the inability to cope? You might hear people say, this adulting, I just don't like it. Or I just can't take life anymore. There's an inability to cope. And that usually is rooted and grounded in some self-doubt that comes from low self-esteem, poor self-regulation. You get where I'm going, right? You will suffer with lack of motivation. Do you find yourself avoiding emotional situations? Do you have issues with receiving and even giving support? Have you been told that you are inconsistent in your emotional responses? Poor problem-solving skills. Difficulty in maintaining long-term relationships. And lack of flexibility. Why are you here? These characteristics can vary in intensity and may not always be present in every individual with low EI. Emotional intelligence is a complex and multi-dimensional skill set that encompasses a wide range of emotional and social competencies. It is also important to note that emotional intelligence can be developed and improved over time through self-awareness, empathy, and relationship management strategies, which we're going to start indulging in on tomorrow night. The term multi-dimensional skill set refers to a collection of abilities and competencies that are diverse and cover various aspects or dimensions. In the context of emotional intelligence, EI, this means that EI is not just a single skill, but rather a combination of several interrelated skills and abilities, which include this. Listen to this. Here are some key contributors to low EI. So now you found out why you are here, right? Let me take a look at y'all for a minute because we got minutes left on here. Good, you're putting it up there. I got work to do. Yeah, I don't like to ask for help. Okay, good. So y'all are getting it. Positive. So far, you've got an A. Can only keep that A up. That's perfect. So now you know why you are here. But how many want to know, how did I get here? Well, guess what? As the saying goes, I've got to rise above my raising, childhood and upbringing. You didn't stand a chance. Childhood and upbringing. The environment in which a person grows up plays a significant role. Lack of emotional nurturing. What was your father like emotionally? What was your mother like emotionally? What were your siblings like? What were your aunties, the grandparents, any adults that you saw their life modeled out in front of you? What was the emotional activity? What was the emotional dynamic like that you saw with people? Was there respect for women? Was there a disrespect for women? Was there a disregard for men? Were you raised around more passive men and more aggressive women? Was there a distrust? What was the dynamics that you were nurtured in? The environment in which a person grows up plays a significant role. Lack of emotional nurturing, guidance, or modeling during childhood can lead to underdeveloped EI. Children who grew up in environments where emotions are not openly discussed or valued may struggle to develop these skills. This is how you ended up here. Maybe education and learning experience. Traditional education system offers focus more on academic skills and less on emotional learning skills. So if you didn't get it in your home, you did not get it in the education system, where else would you get it as a child? And then also trauma and negative experiences. Traumatic experiences, especially during formative years, can impact emotional development. People who have experienced trauma might find it hard to process and express their own emotions in a healthy way. There's another one, personality trait. Some inherent personality traits can influence the development of an individual's EI. For example, naturally introverted or less empathetic individuals might find it more challenging to develop certain aspects of emotional intelligence. Number 5, mental health issues. Certain mental health conditions like anxiety or depression can affect emotional regulation. Number 6, social and cultural factors. Some cultural norms and societal expectations can also impact our EI. Number 7, lack of practice or feedback. Emotional intelligence is developed through interactions. What were your family interactions like? Ours was physical. We did more fighting and yelling than we did, well, why are you feeling that way? Well, how is that? Your cut really hurts? Well, what can I do to make your cut feel better? How does your cut feel now? Do you know when you go to an emergency room, they'll ask you, what's your level of pain? They're not saying, oh, well, you shouldn't be feeling any pain, or, hey, we're going to get rid of that pain and give you pain meds. They ask you what level the pain is. They're validating that you have pain. And sometimes they have happy faces and they have like 5 of them across the screen. Like, how are you feeling? They'll break it down that way if you can't work with them on the numbers scale. It's important for people to acknowledge you have pain. I'm not asking you to walk in my shoes. I'm not asking you to have sympathy for what I'm going through. All I need you to do is acknowledge that I'm feeling pain from a situation. And if you can't do that, that's tough. And that can come from culture. So without opportunities to practice our emotional skills or receive feedback on social and emotional behaviors, EI might not develop effectively. That was number 7, lack of practice or feedback. And number 8, neurological factors. Some research suggests that certain neurological or biological factors may influence emotional processing abilities. It is important to note that emotional intelligence is not fixed. I'm going to say that, I hope, on every page in here. I try, but I needed space. I want you to know it's not fixed. Do not throw up your hands. Do not clench your teeth. Do not ball up your fists. It's not fixed. We got 30 days to start the process. I'm going to skip this page here and I'm going to end here where we can end for the night. All righty. So how this book is going to transform your life? I'm so glad you asked. Imagine a life where you have a deep understanding of your emotions, the ability to manage them effectively, and the power to navigate relationships with grace and empathy. You know, I found out that people with high emotional intelligence do not have poor relationships. They don't have bad relationships. They either won't deal with them or they're dealt with. So how are your relationships? Picture yourself making decisions confidently, free from the burden of regrets and impulsive reactions. Envision a future where your mental well-being is not just a fleeting moment of happiness. Aren't we tired of that? But a consistent state of contentment. This is the transformative journey that Emotional Intelligence for Mental Well-being, a life coach's guide, promises to take you on. This book is not a collection of words on paper. It is a roadmap to a brighter, more emotionally balanced existence. As you delve into these pages and these next 30 days, you'll embark on a journey of self-discovery and growth, guided by the principles of emotional intelligence. The transformation begins with understanding the profound impact that EI can have on your emotional life. And the greatest impact we've mentioned 3 times already: self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy and compassion, and building relationship management. That's all I want to give you all for tonight. I pray that it was not overdone, but it really was important that you understand why you are here with the list that I gave you. How did you get here? You should even note that. If you let that go by, the how. Was yours in childhood? Was yours from trauma? Was yours from something with your upbringing with the school system? How did you get here and why are you here? That's right, Pastor D. We laid the groundwork. Now, let me give you one final note. In our journal, whether you have the journal or not, you can still do this with us. In our journal, I gave you a really nice calendar. Isn't that beautiful? Because I want you to be really aware of 2024. I want you to be totally involved in 2024. So tonight, you should use your session notes page. Tonight, you should use your session notes page. You can clearly see it. I mean, not on my screen, but in the book, your session notes. And what should happen at the top is the date and the theme of tonight. And I would just call it introduction. And what decisions did you make or things that you need to work on? So at the top, it would be, why am I here? And it would be, how did I get here? I'll put those as decisions made or things to work on. And then in your notes and takeaways, just briefly write some notes in there on how you got here. Because as I go through this with you, I have the key to unlock your soul. So you may get flashback of memories and you'll want to write it in that spot. You may begin to say, God, I didn't realize that as macho as my father was, he was a bully to women. He had misogynist issues, or my mom really had an issue with men, and this is what I was raised in, or any kind of thing at all. As the memories come up, quickly jot them down. This is only for us to get through the night, okay? Or like a lot of our followers, our detoxers, they'll be on tonight and then they'll replay tonight, or they'll replay it tomorrow, and then they'll catch up on their notes because they really want to be in tune and not trying to remember what to write. So replay is good. This will always be on YouTube until they delete it. It's on Facebook, but I also have a podcast station, and it's on Audible, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Download those, put your earphones on, and you can listen to this without having to see anything and be distracted. Also, for tomorrow, every day, the next day, somebody say the next day, every day after our sessions, you're going to do your journaling. And your journaling says my mental health, and you're going to put the date and you're going to say, how do I feel today? Because more than likely there was some subliminal triggering that happened, if either by memory or something physically. I want you to write down how you're feeling today, because you may say, I don't know why I woke up blue, but it probably had something to do with what was touched on the night before. Or you may say, I feel so free when I woke up, and it might be because of what we touched on the night before. These are all pivotal. to your transformative process. I want us to start drinking water. Water has a lot to do with the healing process and the deliverance process that our physical, scientifically and spiritual dictated bodies are going to go through. I want you to try to get up to this many cups of water a day. And this is also your mood reminder. And then your life balance wheel. I want you to read it. And then tomorrow when we get on, I'll explain how to work that part so you will know exactly what needs to be there. And then after you've done that and you do replay or you have more notes, this is your page. Okay. So all of this is for one night. All of this, all 3 pages. You have your session notes from our session. You have your morning journal every day. And then you have your notes for what came up after you processed everything that was done the night before or before you go to bed. It's up to you. I'm asking as well, please, that we spend at least 15 minutes in some sort of physical activity. Can I get you all to commit to 15 minutes a day of physical activity? It could be marching in place in your house. It could be getting your 10,000 steps as you normally would be walking anyway. It could be intentionally going outside, absorbing the beautiful landscape for 15 minutes. Wrap yourselves up and go out and walk for 15 minutes. It can include a Peloton or a treadmill, elliptical. That's all fine as well. But I need a commitment of 15 minutes of physical activity every day. Believe me, when you're doing mental work like this, the physical work is advantageous. It's going to benefit the work so much more for you. 15 minutes a day of physical activity. I struggle with water as well. Reed Chambers, you wouldn't believe I have to drink water with something else in it, like iced tea. So I get it, but we're going to do it for 30 days. We're not going to focus on the struggle. We're going to focus on the personal development. 30 days. If you want to go back to your sugary beverages and scanning social media instead of walking with the podcast on, listening to the replay, then that's our decision. But these 30 days, I'm taking over. Give me the keys to your life and let's make this thing happen. We got it. We got it. I'm going to do it too. And if you don't mind, on your own personal pages, do the hashtag, that pound sign that they call it hashtag now. It used to be pound when we were growing up, and put So Detox 2024 or that pound sign, Suzanne M. Howard, and put your video up of you walking. Take a picture of you walking. Take a video of you walking. Please commit to this 30 days with me. Any type of workout that you have. If you already work out, keep it up. Encourage us and put a photo of you at the gym or getting on the treadmill or whatever it is that you do. Take a video, take a photo, whatever. But let's hashtag it. Hashtag Suzanne M. Howard or hashtag So Detox 2024. And let's work on our physical, our mental, our spiritual, and our emotional all at the same time. Yep. Give me those keys. Somebody's saying, here you go. And they're putting it on the screen. Perfect. That's what a hashtag is. It's that pound sign, So Detox 2024. Put up our pictures of us working out. Don't forget your journals. If you want more, please request them so I can order exactly what we have. And that's it for tonight. We did more than I expected, but I'm glad that we're here. And welcome to your 30 days of transformation power. I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. God bless you and good night.